Good morning, dear students. Today we will discuss question answers of chapter 7, Light, Shadows and Reflections. I am starting with part E, question differentiate between the following. So first is transparent and translucent objects. Transparent objects are the object through which light can pass completely and we can see clearly through transparent objects. If we talk about the examples, clear glass, clear water. Next is translucent objects. Translucent objects are the objects through which light can pass partially. Partially means not completely. So we can see through translucent objects but not as clearly as we can see through transparent objects. Examples are butter paper, frosted glass, etc. Now next question I am discussing part G. Name two materials that we can see through. I will be discussing similar type of questions together. For example, the question is name two materials that we can see through. That means in the question it has been two examples of transparent object has been asked. So the examples of transparent objects are two examples you can give: clear glass, clear water, etc. Now the next question is a book placed behind the wooden screen is not seen. This is the question related to opaque object. Okay, so we know that opaque objects are the objects that blocks the light. They do not allow light to pass through them. So because here wooden screen is an opaque object, so this is the reason that we cannot see the objects kept behind the wooden screen, because it is an opaque object and it doesn't allow light to pass through it. So we cannot see what is behind the wooden screen. Next is differentiate between shadow and image. So here you can see, first we will discuss about shadow. Okay, shadows are usually black or gray. If I talk about how shadow is formed, so shadow is a dark region which is formed by blocking of light by an opaque object. Okay, so shadow is formed by blocking of light by an opaque object. If we talk about the images, first, let me finish here. A shadow does not give details of an object. A shadow, it only tells the outline of the object. Let me explain a little bit about image. Then the difference between shadow and image will be more clear. For example, image is formed when there is reflection of light from that object. For example, there is mirror in front of me. So if I am standing in front of mirror, then I can see my image in the mirror. How image is formed in the mirror? When the light rays are falling on me, I am a non-luminous object. I do not have light of my own. I am a non-luminous object. When light rays are falling on me, so my body will reflect the light rays. And when these reflected light rays will fall on the mirror, they will again reflected back by the mirror. And now when light rays reflected by the mirror, when they reach my eyes, now I can see my image in the mirror. So basically, image is formed due to reflection of light from the object. Okay, but now let's try to compare image and shadow. Shadow is a dark region which is formed by blocking of light by an opaque object. But if we talk about image, image is formed by reflection of light from the object. As I told in my case, light rays are falling on me. Light rays got reflected my body, falls on mirror. Again the light rays get reflected by the mirror, and when these reflected light rays reaches my eyes, I can see my image in the mirror. If we talk about the color of the image, image has same color as that of the object. Okay, but shadows, they are usually black or gray. Image gives all the details of the object. If I am standing in front of the mirror, I can see myself exactly same in the mirror. Okay, so image, it gives all the details of the object, but if we talk about the shadow, shadow only gives it doesn't give the detail of the object, it only shows the outline of the object. Okay, so now there is one question, part G1. In a completely dark room, if you hold up a mirror in front of you, will you see a reflection of yourself in the mirror? Why I have taken this question? Because this is related to image and the mirror. Okay, so in the question it has been asked, it is a completely dark room. If you are holding a mirror in front of you, then will you be able to see your reflection in the mirror? The answer will be no. Because how images form? Images formed by the reflection of light from the object. But if the room is completely dark, there is no light, then there will be no reflection of light from the object. Okay. So if there is no light in the room, there will be no light reflected from my body, and I will not be able to see my reflection in the mirror. Okay, I will not be able to see my image in the mirror because there is no light, so there will not be any reflection of light. So because of which there will be no image in the mirror in a completely dark room. Next is state two conditions needed for a shadow to be formed. As I told you, shadow is a dark region which is formed by blocking of light by an opaque object. So what are the things necessary required for the formation of a shadow? Number one, it is light source. We need one light source. Without light source, if there is no light source, there will not be any shadow. Number two, we need opaque object and we also need screen. So for the formation of shadow, we need three things: light source, opaque object and screen. So you can see I am the questions which are similar to which are related to one topic, I am discussing them together so that it will be easy for you to understand. Next is, what is the difference between luminous and non-luminous objects? Luminous objects are the objects which have light of their own. For example, sun, bulb, lamps, candles, etc. But if I talk about non-luminous object does not have light of its own. For example, you can see here this board, marker, book, table, chair. Okay. Next is, what is the difference between natural and artificial sources of light? Natural sources of light, they exist in nature. For example, sun, stars, etc. If we talk about artificial sources of light, then artificial sources of light means the man-made sources of light. For example, candle, bulb, lamp, etc. Next is, one should not look at the sun during solar eclipse. Yes, it is true, we should not look at the sun during the solar eclipse because during solar eclipse, many harmful rays come from the sun, which are very harmful for the eyes. So we should not look at the sun during solar eclipse. Next is, if furniture in the bedroom, it cannot be seen in the darkness. Furniture is a non-luminous object. If there is, for example, consider the situation when there is light in the room. So how we can see this furniture? If furniture is there in the room, furniture is a non-luminous object. When the light rays fall on the furniture, it reflects the light rays, and when these light rays reach our eyes, we can see that furniture. But now talk about the scenario when there is no light. When there is no light in the room, that means there is darkness. So what will happen? Furniture is a non-luminous object. There will be no light, so there will be no reflection of light from the furniture. So that's why a furniture cannot be seen in the dark room. Next is, can you see light? If not, why? Light cannot be seen, but we can see the objects around us with the help of light. When the light rays reflected from any object, when reaches our eyes, then sensation is produced by the light energy, which is perceived, which helps our brain to perceive light. Okay. Next is, in what way image is different from a shadow? This I have already explained. Can a pinhole camera form an image which is bigger than an object? Which is bigger than the object? If yes, explain with a diagram. This I will explain when I will discuss in the long question answer about the principle, construction and working of a pinhole camera. So next is, how do opaque and transparent substances differ with regard to reflection? Is mirror transparent or opaque? Opaque objects, they do not allow light to pass through it. They reflect the light falling on them. If we talk about the transparent objects, they allow light to pass through them. Okay, they do not reflect the light. Mirror is an opaque object because it does not allow light to pass through it. It reflects the light falling on it. Okay, so mirror is an opaque object. Next is, observe the shadow of a moving vehicle or train. Does it move at the same speed? Yes, it moves at the same speed. What are the bright spots created by sun rays entering a room through a small hole in the door or window? A small hole in the door or window, it acts as a pinhole. And when the sun rays passes through that, it forms the image of the sun. Place a transparent colored paper in the front of beam of the torchlight. Place an object. Is the shadow of object colored? If yes, why? Shadow of any object, it is always black. It's always dark. Because shadow is formed by blocking of light by any opaque object. Okay. Next is explain the following with diagram: convergent beam of light, divergent beam of light, and parallel beam of light. I am starting with parallel beam. What is the meaning of beam of light? Beam of light means a collection of light rays is known as beam of light. First, start with the parallel beam. When the light rays, they are parallel to each other. Here you can see the light rays, they are parallel to each other. So when the light rays are parallel to each other, we call it a parallel beam of light. Next is convergent beam of light. Here you can see the light rays coming from the different directions. They are meeting at a point. Okay. Converge means to meet at a point. So when the light rays coming from the various directions meet at a point, such a beam of light is known as convergent beam of light. Last is divergent beam of light. D means collection of light rays. When from a source, when the light rays, they move in the different directions, then we call it a divergent beam of light. Okay, here you can see from one source, light rays are moving in the different directions. So it is a divergent beam of light. Next is long question answers. Pinhole camera I will discuss in the end. Next is write down the main differences between a reflected image and a shadow. This is same. I have explained it in the beginning. Next is describe a simple experiment with label diagram to show that light travels in a straight line. So how you can perform this experiment at your home? Take any newspaper, okay, roll it. Take any newspaper, roll it, make a tube-like structure with the help of a newspaper. Okay, and now you can see I have made a tube-like structure by rolling the newspaper. Now try to see the light source with the help. Now try to see any light. It can be bulb in a room, in your room. Try to see the bulb. The bulb should be on. Try to see the bulb, electric bulb, through this tube. Okay, you will be able to see when you are looking at the bulb through this rubber tube. If it is straight, you are able to see this. Okay, but if you now try to see the same bulb with the help of the bend tube, bend it little bit and then try to see. I assure you that you will not be able to see the same bulb through the bent tube. Okay, because the reason is light always travels in a straight line. When I was trying to see the bulb through this rubber tube, when it was straight, I could see. But if I will try to see the bulb through the tube which is little bit bent, I will not be able to see, because light rays always travels in a straight line. Okay. Now the next question is the last question. Give the principle, construction and working of a pinhole camera. What is a pinhole camera? A pinhole camera, it is a simple camera without any lens, and its image formation, it is based on the principle of rectilinear propagation of light. We know that rectilinear propagation of light means light always travels in a straight line. This property of light is known as rectilinear propagation of light, and the image formation of the pinhole camera is also based on this principle of rectilinear propagation of light. So constructing a pinhole camera, it's so easy. You can also make it at home. I'm going to tell you how you can make it. Okay, take two boxes of the same shape. Okay, as here the rectangular boxes were taken. So cut one side of each box. This is the larger box, and another should be little bit smaller than the larger box. Okay, cut one side of each box. And the size of the smaller box, it should be such that it can smoothly move inside the larger box. Okay, and now cover the surfaces of these, cover all the sides of these boxes with a black chart. Now coming back to the larger box. Here in the center, make a pinhole. Pinhole means make a very small hole here in the center on one side. Okay, if I talk about the smaller box, on this side, just make a cut in the center of this smaller box here. On this side, just make a cut in the center and paste tracing paper on that. Okay. Now your pinhole camera is ready. So when you will try to see any object, okay, if you want to see any object through the pinhole camera, try to see from here, okay, then you will be able to see any object. If any object is there in front of the pinhole camera, you will be able to see the image of that object here on the tracing paper, and the image will be inverted image, okay. What is the meaning of inverted image? Inverted image, as you can see, this is upside down, okay, it is inverted. Inverted means ulti image, okay. So in the pinhole camera, inverted image is formed on the here on the tracing paper. So why inverting image forms in the pinhole camera? Let's try to understand. Okay, this is the candle, the object that has been placed in the front of this pinhole camera. So what will happen here? You can see that light from the top of the candle here, it is moving in the straight line. It enters the pinhole and then it reaches at point A dash on the this tracing paper. Okay, it is not like that. Only one light is coming from this candle. For the simplicity only, I have drawn only 3 rays. Not many rays are coming. All the rays are moving in the straight line and then reaching the are moving in the straight line, entering the hole and then reaching this on this tracing paper. Okay. So for the simplicity, only 3 rays has been taken so that you can understand it easily. So here also, here from the bottom part of the candle also, you can see, let's say it is B point. So from the B point, the light is moving in straight line. It is entering the hole and then it is moving in straight line again, and then it is reaching at the point B dash in the it is reaching point B dash on the tracing paper. Okay, so here you can see that because here the upper part of the object it is appearing as here on the bottom part of the this tracing paper. Okay, and here the bottom part of the object it is, you can see, it is appearing at the top part of the tracing paper. Here you can see that light travels in the straight line, and how the object, how you can see when the light rays are moving from this object, they are moving in straight line and entering the pinhole camera, and you can see here we are getting the inverted image. I hope now it is clear that why the image is inverted in pinhole camera. Okay, and you the color of the image will be same as that of the object, but the image will be inverted. If you will reduce the distance between the object and the pinhole camera, the size of the image will increase. Okay, let's say if you bring your object here, if you decrease the distance between pinhole and the object, then the size of the image will increase. Okay, so this was all about chapter 7. Here chapter 7 is complete. Thank you.